Hi, my name is Leah Pinciak, and this is a demonstration of a lesson in grade 5 Eureka Math coming up. It's Module 3, Lesson 7, and the I can statement is that I can solve two-step word problems using a tape diagram. Jim sold 3/4 gallon of lemonade. Dwight sold some lemonade too. Together they sold 1 5/12 gallons. And then there's a two-part question. Who sold more lemonade, Jim or Dwight, and how much more? When we take a look at this problem, we're going to look at it as a whole and see how much they sold together. In the problem, it tells us together they sold 1 5/12 gallons lemonade. So I'm going to draw a hole that represents 1 5/12. As I look at the problem and look back at the beginning, I know that Jim sold 3/4 gallon of lemonade. So I'm going to take my hole and separate it to show how much Jim sold. So I'll just kind of put this here, and we know that Jim had 3/4, and his name will go here. The other person in the problem is Dwight. Dwight is the unknown. We don't know how much Dwight sold. So we're going to put a question mark here, and this represents Dwight. So the tape diagram is a picture or visual representation of what the problem told us. From here, we're going to take the information we have and apply it to what we've learned as 5th graders to solve the problem. The first thing we're going to notice is that simply I need to take the whole and subtract what I know. So my problem will look like this: 1 5/12 minus 3/4. However, every 5th grader knows that I can't subtract until I have common denominators. So I take a look at the denominators, and I know 12 would be a common denominator. So I can make this, if I multiply this by 3 and this by 3, I would get 9/12. Again, this is going to tell us how much Dwight sold. I have an improper fraction. My 5th graders would tell me that I need to change the improper fraction into a mixed number. And I know that 1 5/12 is equivalent to 17/12. And then I will take away 9/12. Now I can subtract. 17/12 minus 9/12 is equal to 8/12. 8/12 is how much Dwight sold. So I can fill in 8/12 right here. The problem isn't actually finished yet, because the question says who sold more lemonade, Jim or Dwight? So I take a look. I know that if I look back at this problem, Jim sold 9/12. So I can make a comparison down here. Jim had 9/12 and Dwight had 8/12. When I compare these two, I can see that Jim sold 1/12 gallons more than Dwight. I would take a different color marker and I would write it in sentence form. Jim sold 1/12 gallons more than Dwight. So as you can see, there were 2 steps to this problem, and the tape diagram is a visual representation of how to figure out how to solve the problem.